Hi everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favourite mango from outer space. I hope you're all doing well today. So today I've got a great list of removals for you for the beloved Commander format. All of them are, in my opinion, severely underplayed, but incredibly powerful. You don't always have to use the Bob standard removal spells in the format. There are many obscure ones which can do the job just as well, sometimes even better. Plus, who doesn't like bringing something new and interesting to the table to get some head turnings? So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these underplayed removals. Number 1. Lethal Scheme. An instant spell that costs 2 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Convoke. Your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 generic mana, or 1 mana of that creature's colour. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that convoked Lethal Scheme connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Okay, I'm a big fan of this card and find it to be a very effective bit of removal. Let's look at the basics. It's instant speed, we can convoke to use it, we can target a creature or a planeswalker, and if we did convoke any of those creatures, we get to connive them. That's a lot of good card text. A lot of great stuff happening for a relatively low casting cost, especially when you convoke this bad boy. With planeswalkers getting better and better as the years go on, having access to planeswalker removal is pretty handy and downright awesome. Lethal Scheme offers a lot of great card text and is, in my opinion, a severely underrated card that really needs to be tested more. This thing can do wonders. You can buy this card for around 50 cents, making it very affordable. Number 2. Cannibalize. A sorcery spell that costs 1 black and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by the same player. Exile 1 of those creatures and put 2 +1/+1 counters on the other. Okay, this is the first time I've actually ever seen this card before. I think it looks fantastic. A small downside attached to it, of course, however, overall, pretty solid bit of removal. Shame it's not at instant speed though. I think the idea is you want to exile the biggest threat an opponent controls and choose their most weakest creatures on the board to give that one the +1/+1 counters. If you do that, the buffed up creature shouldn't really become much of a threat. Try to aim for a 1/1 or a 2/2 creature, something like a mana dork that isn't really going to hurt later on in the game. A few things to note is I think you have to be able to target 2 creatures to use this spell, so you can't pick a player who's controlling just 1 creature. Correct me if I'm wrong. The other thing is, you can actually target yourself with this card, which is pretty interesting. Let's say you want one of those creatures on your board to get those counters, then you can remove one of your bad creatures and buff up the other, which is a pretty funny strategy, although I don't think many people will be doing that. But it can be done. Lastly, what makes this card extra great is that exile effect. Once the creature is gone, it's gone. It's not coming back, okay? It's exiled, gone forever. Until the next game, of course. Pretty solid card overall, and you can buy this removal spell for around 25 cents, making it very budget friendly. Number 3. Settle the Wreckage. An instant spell that costs 2 white and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search their library for that many basic land cards, put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Cards like Settle the Wreckage have the power to save you from an absolutely game-ending attack. These sort of cards are literally lifesavers. Let's say an opponent is coming our way, full guns blazing and attacking with a mighty force of creatures, all with gigantic amount of power. Well, if we have 4 mana open, we can exile all of them and live another day. Pretty downright awesome. There is that minor downside, however, that the opponent then gets to search their library for basic lands based on the many creatures were exiled. But they're basic lands, so this could be avoided if you're playing against someone with a fine-tuned deck filled with the best type of lands, dual lands and all those sort of things, as they won't be able to search for those ones. I've got to say, this card is superb and can do a lot of great work. It's well worth picking up at least one of these and trying it out for yourself. You can buy this card for around $3.50. Number 4. Bounty Agent. A human soldier creature that costs 1 white and 1 generic mana to cast. He has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Vigilance, Tap, sacrifice bounty agent, destroy target legendary permanent, that's an artifact, creature, or enchantment. Okay, so I'm a big fan of bounty agent. I've mentioned this card many times before on my YouTube channel. I find this creature to be incredibly versatile. He can deal with a large range of threats on the board. Unfortunately, you can only get to target one with it though, so make sure it's the correct target. Being able to destroy a legendary permanent, that's either an artifact, creature, or enchantment, is huge and very efficient. Very versatile card. I mainly use Bounty Agent as a warning. He sits on the board and opponents don't want to cast their nuclear legendary permanents because they're in fear that I may target it as soon as they play it and just remove it from the game. Having this on the board kind of makes you feel like an Avenger. You can buy this card for a very affordable price, around 40 cents, so why not pick up a few? Hey guys, quick little break here to talk about Paramount Designs. They make amazing playmats for Magic the Gathering and any other card game that you're interested in. I have a special coupon, special offer code that you can collect in my YouTube description below. Really easy, scroll down to the description, click the link, and you're gonna get like a 15% discount on your next order from Paramount Designs. Highly recommend doing it. These designs are super durable and they have amazing artwork. There's loads of stuff you can pick from. Great stuff. So yeah, check them out. Let's go back to the video. Number 5, Monstrous Onslaught. A sorcery spell that costs 2 green and 3 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Monstrous Onslaught deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control as you cast this spell. This is a highly unique removal and can be devastatingly powerful when combined with a large enough creature. Monstrous Onslaught can be an amazing card in Commander, especially in decks that focus on creature heavy strategies. It can be a good board wipe option for dealing with multiple threats on the battlefield, and its flexibility in terms of its cost can make it appealing in the late game. However, it may not be strong in decks that rely on more non-creature strategies, as it will likely have less impact in those situations. Ultimately, its effectiveness will depend on the specific deck and playstyle of the player using this card. I'm a big fan of green, and you know I love big creatures, so yes, I adore this card, I think it's great. And you can buy this removal spell for around 35 cents. Number 6, Murderous Cut. An instant spell that costs 1 black and 4 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting a spell pays for 1 generic mana. Destroy target creature. Okay, so I'm a big fan of this card. I used to do some amazing things with it in my Yuriko deck, which I have now broken because it was way too powerful and my friends hated playing against it. Murderous Cut can be a good removal spell in Commander, especially in decks that can easily fill up their graveyards. It has the potential to be a very efficient way to deal with threats on the board, as its costs can be reduced significantly. However, it is important to consider the overall strategy and synergy of your deck before including Murderous Cut, as there may be better removal options depending on specific needs of your deck. However, as I said before, I had great success with this card and highly recommend picking it up, especially if you're filling up your graveyard with a lot of cards. It's pretty solid, and you can cast it for as little as 1 black mana, which is amazing, at instant speed as well. You can buy this removal spell for around 40 cents. Number 7, the final card on my list. Flame Slash. A sorcery spell that costs 1 red mana to cast and says the following. Flame Slash deals 4 damage to target creature. Short, sweet, and simple. This is a nice removal spell for red, and it only costs 1 mana to cast, and we can deal 4 damage to any creature. You can remove a huge range of commander staples with this card, such as Thrasios or Tymna, which are very popular commanders at the moment. The only downside is it's at sorcery speed, but I think the fact it only costs 1 mana makes up for that, and it can be played as early as turn 1. If you're running Lightning Bolt, then throw this into the deck as well. They work wonders together. Some may argue Lightning Bolt is a better option, not to use this at all. And I would likely agree that yes, Lightning Bolt is better, but not on the fact that you should not use this. I think you definitely should consider using this card. The 1 extra damage that Flame Slash offers can actually be crucial for certain matchups and highly beneficial. You can buy this removal spell for around 40 cents. Alright, we've arrived to the end of the video. What do you think of the removals I've listed? Do you have any recommendations on some underplayed but powerful removals for Commander? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future Commander content. Remember to check out Paramount Designs, their playmats are truly glorious. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.